placing seeds into a container and covering seeds with an equal amount of water for approximately 2 days. You should stir this mix at least twice a day. Once the fermentation process is finished, seeds should be rinsed thoroughly. Strainers and fryer baskets come in a handy during this step. After seeds are rinsed, they can be dipped into a 20% Clorox solution and then rinsed again with clean water to protect the seeds against certain viruses. The seeds only need to be dipped for enough time to ensure that all the seeds have contacted the bleach solution. Once seeds are treated, they should be dried completely prior to storing. Drying seeds at 10 to 25 degrees Celsius and at 10 to 20% relative humidity using either some type of desiccant such as silica gel or activated alumina or a dehumidified drying chamber is ideal, but air drying is common as well. Desiccants should be replaced every 3 to 5 years and dehumidifiers should be carefully watched so that seeds are not damaged by the heat. Seeds should be dried as soon as possible after harvest to avoid fungal and viral growth. Drying time is variable depending on the seed and the conditions in which a seed is being dried. If you can push your nail into the seed, it is probably not dry enough to store. Ovens are not recommended for drying seeds since heat can damage many seeds. And then comes the seed storage. Optimal storage is airtight, low humidity and low temperature, except for peas and beans which like some open air. Containers should ideally be moisture proof and sealable. Keep in mind that most plastics are not moisture proof. Metal, foil lined, heat sealable envelopes are often used at seed banks. Cold storage in a chest type deep freezer is invaluable for extending the lifespan of seeds. Low temperatures slow the process of seed decay. But be careful, most seeds can tolerate freezing, but it may damage others. Test a small sample of seeds first before putting the whole seed lot into the freezer storage. Leek, onion, corn, and parsnip seed is short lived. The seed will most likely only last 1 to 2 seasons. Always remember that before opening any seed container that has been in a freezer, let the container accumulate to room temperature. If you just open the container straight from the freezer, condensation will form on the interior walls of the container and you will have to dry the seed again. Now, before initiating propagation process, it is important to test the seeds for germination. The purpose of laboratory testing of seed germination is to assess seed quality or viability and to predict performance of the seed and seedling in the field. Germination testing is important to both the regenerator and the seed producer. Always try to germinate a random sample of the seeds you are wanting to plant. For long-term storage, initial germination should be at least 85% for cereals and 75% for vegetables. Wild species often have lower germination. Now let's have a look at seed production stages and classes. The benefits of an improved variety are not released unless enough true seed has been produced for its commercial spread. The initial amount of pure seed, which is limited in quantity, is multiplied under various stages or classes. These stages or classes are nucleus seed, breeder seed, foundation seed, registered seed, and certified seed. Now let's study first what is a nucleus seed. It is initial amount of pure seed of improved variety or parental lines of a hybrid produced under supervision of the plant breeder who has evolved that variety of hybrid. The nucleus seed is 100% pure genetically as well as physically and is very limited in quantity. Next is breeder's seed. It is a seed obtained from the progeny of nucleus seed. It is directly supervised by a breeder concerned with the crop and its genetically and physical purity is confirmed to be 100%. Next is foundation seed. Seed which is the progeny of breeder seed and is produced by State Farm Corporation of India, National Seed Corporation and state seed corporation under technical control of qualified plant breeders or technical officers. Foundation seed plots are jointly inspected by the Seed Certification Agency, and it is not as pure as the nucleus and breeder seeds are. The bags are sealed with white colored label. The last is registered seed. It is raised from nucleus, breeders or foundation seeds. Registered seed growers are selected from progressive farmers. The maintenance of purity is done from time to time. The purity is maintained through field inspections by seed certifying agencies and seed tests. The bags are sealed with purple colored label. Last is certified seed. It is a progeny of registered or foundation seed. The bags of certified seed are sealed with purple colored label. And the next is two methods used for seed productions. First is seed to seed method and another is bulb to seed method. Let's have a look first at seed to seed method. Seedlings after transplanting are allowed to overwinter in the field. The bulbs are not lifted and allowed to flower in the same field. This method is not preferred because it doesn't allow the examination of 2 to 2 type of the onion bulb, and roughing off types and diseased and multi-center bulbs may occur. The genetic purity of the seeds produced from such method is usually poor, though the seed production cost is less compared to the bulb to seed method. Now let's study bulb to seed. Now let's study bulb to seed production method. Here we have highlighted bulb to seed production method used in onions. In the first season, the onion bulbs are produced, which after maturity are harvested, and the bulbs which are 2 to 2 type are sorted and stored. The rabi and late kharif varieties are stored for next season, and kharif varieties are given rest for 15 to 30 days. The stored bulbs are planted in the next season to produce seeds. Top one-third portion of the bulb is cut to examine the number of axes of growing center. Preferably, single center bulbs should be chosen and soaked in 1 gram per liter baiting and carbosulfuron 1 milligram per liter. It allows us to examine the bulb characteristics and roughing off undesirable bulbs. Hence, genetic purity is high in this method of seed production. Now let's study about weed management. Weed management is necessary in vegetable gardens. Weeds compete with vegetable crops for water, nutrients and light, and can harbor insect and disease pests. Start a weed control program before planting and continue weeding throughout the growing season. Keeping weeds down early in the season when they are small reduces the amount of hand weeding required later in the summer when high temperatures and humidity make this task more difficult. Weeds are often difficult to eradicate. So, let's study about weed management and pest control. The management of weeds and pests in vegetable seed production possesses additional problems due to their longer growing season not encountered for vegetables grown for market use. This extended growing period necessitates an increase in residual pesticide activity or additional pesticide applications. In some cases, government regulations do not permit the use of the same pesticide for a vegetable seed crop that is used for the market use crop. This is because the approval process is directly at the more economically important value crop. In this slide, we have shown a small illustration depicting weed management. This was all about techniques used for seed production of important vegetable crops. In the next session, we will discuss mode of reproduction in vegetable crops. Thank you.